Hi, I'm Stephy Fung, and I've teamed up with Adobe to share quick Substance Painter tips to elevate your digital fashion work. Today, we're adding instant wear, tear, and dirt using generators. So let's jump in. All right, we are in Substance Painter and we have this lovely bag asset that I have made, but I just want to add a bit more dirt, a bit more grunge. And the way we can do that is with generators. Now, if you want to use generators, it's highly recommended that you bake your mesh maps, and you can find it here in texture set settings. And usually you would see this and you have to scroll all the way down. And we got to click on bake mesh maps. Then it will open this window up and you can see all of your maps here that you want to bake, your output size as well, and you can choose all of your settings here. I've already baked this asset, so I won't be baking today, but I'm going to quickly explain why baking is so important for generators. When you bake a mesh map, it will generate maps with data from your 3D model. So it will read your 3D model and it will hold different types of information such as thickness, curvature, and world position. Most of them are stored in black and white maps, except for normal maps and ID maps which use color. Basically, baking a mesh map means we can use generators to add effects and details according to your 3D asset design. If you don't bake it, it will make the effects less accurate and less effective. So now that you know that, let's return to painting mode. What I will do first is choose a material to add onto this. Well, we've got lots of options here, haven't we? We can choose, I guess, this crepe fabric. We need to drag it on. I will scale it down with the tiling. We'll just move the slider down a bit. Okay, that's great. Now I want to have it look like it's been left outside and it's not as perfect. So I want a sort of sandy color. So let's go to the color section here. Let's choose more of a sandy color here. There we go. Then we want to head over here and add a black mask. Right click, add generator, and on the left hand side, we've got generator option here. So if we click on it, you can see all of your generators here. Right now, I want to add curvature. You can see what it has done here. And you can play with all the parameters here. If I were to increase the blur, you can see it's less pronounced. And same with global balance, have a little play, you can see what it does. And global contrast, likewise, have a little play, see what works for you. So I've just had an idea and I want to make this a different color actually. I want to make it darker. So I'm just clicking on the material section here and just changing the color. There we go. Just making it a little more lived in, and maybe we'll choose a blue tint. Great. So if I were to turn off the eye here, you can see the difference, right? It just adds a little bit of realism. Not everything is as perfect. Things are lived in and you will have some imperfections like these. So I'm going to rename this as curvature. And now we are going to look at another generator, which is the dirt generator. So what I'm going to do is click on this layer. We are going to copy and paste it, rename this as dirt. And I will click on the mask layer here, click on curvature, and you can simply change your generator here. So there is a dirt generator here if we click on it. Okay, I know this is covering the whole thing. Don't fret. You can play with the dirt level here and you can see what it does. Once we get to the lower end, you can really see how the dirt works there. Now, I want to make the dirt that original sandy color we were going to go for. So I'm going to choose colors that closely match that sort of vibe. Now, it is down to you how much dirt you want. Of course, play with the dirt contrast and the grunge amount as well. You can play around with that. I feel like this really helps to give it some character. So what I'm going to do is increase the dirt level, play with the grunge scale, and it's all just about playing with these parameters here. 0.035. There we go. That's a bit better. Just look at it at all angles. You can see it's reading the edges of this 3D asset that I've made. And it really is looking like it's been in the dirt for a while. And this is one way you could easily add a little bit of grunge, a little bit of dirt to your assets. I'm going to quickly add some of the same technique to the rest of the bag, and I will come back once it is done. So here is the final piece, and it's looking a lot more cohesive now. If I were to turn off the dirt and curvature of the straps, look how squeaky clean it looks. It looks very perfect. But now if I add the curvature and then the dirt on top, look at it. Gives it a totally different vibe. And equally with the buckles as well, I just simply added a dirt generator on the buckles. You can see without it, looks very clean, brand new. Now look at that. Yes, a lot better. So I would say that as a whole, this looks a lot better. It looks like it's been lived in. It looks a bit dirty, grungy. It's got a bit of character. So really depends on what atmosphere and what vibe you want to bring to your 3D assets. Feel free to give this technique a go and give your 3D assets some personality and character. Thanks for watching this episode of our digital fashion series with Adobe. Don't forget to subscribe for more quick substance painter tips, and I'll see you in the next video.